I grew up in Nice, in the south of France. It is not known to be the most open-minded or cosmopolitan place in France. It was beautiful for the most part. Soon it started to get a little dark. Same-sex marriage was being talked about in France. What happened in mine is what happened in a lot of families, where it became a topic at the dinner table. It became really a huge part of the society's life. I remember hearing stuff like, oh, the gays, they want to have access to adoption so that when one is at work during the day, the other one can rape the kid. So that stuff I heard, some of my friends heard, and that was sometimes being said on TV, which is even worse. When I turned 18 and I finally moved out of the foster care system, I had my first apartment. I was able to really be myself in my own intimacy. I ended up putting on makeup every night and experimenting with changing my face shape with makeup. And I felt a lot of shame doing that somehow, because I was hiding, and I don't know, it was so impulsive. I was like, there is something wrong with me. The reaction in people's eyes kind of struck me, and I understood there was something to do here. And it was an amazing mix between art and creation and gender experimentation and identity finding. So drag really helped me figure out who I was. I stayed in Nice for about a year and experimented with drag until I got very brutally attacked. I wasn't even in drag, I was going out of a nightclub. My face was entirely bruised, my lip was open. I had a bad cranial injury. I was left for dead in the street. I woke up a few instants later and had to call the ambulance myself and stuff like that. So that was really the moment I understood that life in Nice wasn't for me so much, and that I had to kind of run away again. And that's what led for me to go to Paris. In 2022, I got to do Drag Race France, which was very important for the country because it was one of the first full queer show we had, and we covered all the topics that needed to be covered. And in 2024, I got to do UK versus the World here on the BBC. It allowed me to really fully live a very decent life through my craft. Time is a great healer. And I was able to find my mother back a few years back now, because she's been able to express her regrets about the hurt that was being put. What I would love people to take away from that is that you should really make decisions with your kids based on love and what you feel for them, and not let the outside world and biases and social construct get in the way of your family being a healthy one and a loving one, because the time you don't get back. That time when it's lost, it's lost. So if our presence on TV and in the medias can help families go through those tumultuous times that are coming out, that shouldn't be tumultuous, but they still are, then our job is done, and we're doing something good.